Good evening, everyone. Thanks for waiting and hanging out with us during this time while we get everything set up. I am here. I am Todd McFarlane, Daredrum TJM, or Daredrum on the Discord server. With me today is Keith Kennedy again, Mr. Kennedy Math.
Hello.
I also have a special guest, Kevin Brown from NASEF is here to talk with us. Say hello, Kevin. Hello?
I heard it.
Kevin? Okay, Kevin's here with us.
I heard him.
I hear my feedback. Wait.
No?
You're breaking up a little bit there.
I hear an airplane.
Yeah. Choose advertising.
All right, I think there we go. I think he's back now. Say hello, Kevin, so everyone knows what you sound like.
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us tonight. So we're just here to answer your questions as always. Kevin O'Brown will talk a little bit about NASEF and what they're doing and why your club should be a part of their organization in a little bit here. But if you have any questions, feel free, leave them in chat. Go ahead and at IHSEA in the chat, and we will ask them live on air for everyone to answer. And whoever can't answer it will. We always get a lot of people asking, how do I start? How do I go along? Feel free to ask any question relating to high school esports. Me, Keith, or even Kevin will chime in with our response. So,
can I real quick start with a little thing on Rocket League?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, a little bit of announcement for Rocket League for those that didn't know already.
Yeah, so just a quick heads up. We had to postpone the season because of just some registration issues and kind of getting stuff set up. So season now starts next Wednesday, and today and tomorrow are scrim days. My guys played 2 scrims for each team today. I have 2 more set up tomorrow, so just getting practice matches in and kind of getting used to how this system works for getting matches set up.
Yep. Yeah, my guys were going to scrim tomorrow. One of our guys had to work tonight, so he wasn't on. So it worked out perfect that we didn't start today.
How dare they have a job?
Yeah. And then make sure that if you want to post a link to enter in rosters in the chat in case anyone's here and interested in it.
Yeah, one sec.
It's also on our Discord in the Rocket League channel. Remember, in order to get on there, you need to be verified. So you can join the Rocket League channel. So make sure you get verified, put in all your information. I did something like 35 verifications yesterday, last night, and I've been slowly working my way through them as I can. Hopefully I'll get a few more done tonight.
I had all my Overwatch guys do it all at once yesterday, so sorry about that.
No, that's fine. It's better all at once because then I just see them and do them right away. All right, so there's a link to submit your rosters. If you have any other questions about the Rocket League tournament, feel free to let us know. We will be able to help out getting that set up. Again, that Rocket League tournament is going to start next week, going to run for 6 weeks, and then playoffs. How many teams are you taking to playoffs?
I can take basically. I have 17 varsity. I could take 16, but I'm probably going to take 8 in the end for varsity.
Okay, so top 8 is what it's looking like right now?
Yep, top 8. And then we play one day of playoff matches, which are going to be best of 7s for all playoffs. And then after the playoff matches happen, the next weekend we are in Glenwood and doing the finals there.
And then the date for that again is...
Oh god, it's December 14th?
I just want to say it out loud so everyone knows because no one reads the rules.
December 14th.
All right, December 14th is the LAN finals, and that's for the top 4 teams. Have to travel all the way down to Glenwood High School.
Oh, don't you give me that crap.
The other day it was 90 degrees where you were, and it was 45 outside for us. So
Yep.
You're all the way down there.
Now it's only 60, or sorry, it's 42 in the mornings and 65 in the afternoons. We're getting better.
Yeah, We're warmer than you right now because of the lake. So when you chill out, you chill out.
I love Cornland. Yeah.
All right, Kevin. With that being said, we'll watch the chat, and we'll let you know if there's any questions in there. But if you want to talk about NASEF and what you guys are, and what you guys are doing, and why anyone with interest in high school esports would want to join up with you.
So I don't want to make this a sales pitch because that's what people say I sound like when I get going on this rant, but a little bit about myself. I am a certified classroom teacher. I come from previously 25 years of hotel hospitality background, used to open hotels all around the world, primarily with Four Seasons and the Hilton Corporation. So this led to a change in career after 9/11. Unfortunately, most people weren't staying or flying to hotels. So it led to a change in career, which got me into career tech education. I taught hospitality and restaurant management for several years. Got back into the business, got back in education a few years ago, asked to come back. The very first projects I got coming back into was writing curriculum for high schools with this winged idea. Hey, can you write an English language class, your career tech education background, writing it for event planning, hotels, hospitality, but can you write it through the lens of esports? And you could have knocked me over with feather because I go back to gaming. I go back to paper and pencil. Gary Gygax, 1977, D&D. Still play it. Love it. So I played everything in between, and I thought, you guys are nuts. There's just no way. This does not jab. This esports thing is a myth. So I was a huge decrier until I saw what is now that iconic icon, the diagram we use to describe NASEF. That, you got the player, the console, the controller in the middle, and you've got those four big domains on the outside of it: strategist, organizer, content creative, and entrepreneur. And then there's that nimbus, that ecosystem of jobs, the world of work that surrounds esports. I saw that in a flash, this epiphany. I understood where esports was going to go. And now I've become its biggest proponent. I wrote the classes, we got state approval. So we, again, NASEF, NASEF, North America Scholastic Esports Federation. Our whole thrust in going through this is we're using esports as a vehicle to educate students. Always in high school now, increasingly in middle school, yes, even reaching down into elementary school now. There's such a drive for it. But the hook is esports. It could have been anything. But kids are now in esports. This is how they are communicating with each other. It's how they are developing social skills. It's how they train their street credit, their social worth. Either how they want to learn about things. Esports is where it is. So our kind of battle cry is meeting kids where they are. The popular traditional sport, it was high live, it was knitting, and that's where kids were. We could use that. The formula stays the same. There's a way to teach this. So we tested that idea by creating these English classes that work for esports. So kids get a good dip into the world of esports along the 4 years they go through high school, freshman through senior. So we have, for example, game design in 9th grade, entrepreneurship in 10th grade, marketing in 11th grade, and then my favorite, hospitality, event planning management for 12th grade. Holding off a tournament on your campus. So imagine this, the entire school ringing around an English class is getting involved in esports. The seniors need the juniors, need the sophomores to complete certain elements of this tournament because those seniors need the expertise of the marketers in the 11th grade, the entrepreneurs in the 10th grade, even the game design and logo graphic geniuses in 9th grade to finish this all out. So it's this huge knit-up event, all done through schools. We tried this now in a dozen high schools out in California. We just started our NASEF Fellows program yesterday. We kicked off, and we've got 25 more educators all over North America that are dedicated to bringing this curricular idea to esports, and they're rabidly excited about it. This idea that esports and education, they do work together. You'll agree, gents, that we get a bad rap in esports. Everybody thinks that we're, basement troglodytes. We stare, pump Red Bull, we stare at the screen. We have no social skills. We have nothing to give to society. And I'm here to tell you that the conference I'm attending tomorrow and Friday at UCI, University of California, Irvine, arguably the gold standard of collegiate esports, the huge brain trust we have there, very smart endeavor. there's a lot that goes on, not just between the headphones, but what we've got to do in esports, the game come together to pull it off successfully using all of the jobs that are surrounding us in the ecosystem. So it's my delight every day to come into work and do podcasts like this in front of school boards and parent groups that are concerned that I had a school board member tell me that I was tantamount to heroin pusher, that I was pushing addiction in school, daring to bring esports to their school district. And before I could say anything, because my tongue stuck in my mouth, another board member said, that's not his problem, it's not the game dev's problem, that's a parenting problem. That schools and parents got to work together on this thing about esports. I'm like, yes, that's right.
Yeah, someone knows about it.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said at least someone helped you out there and realized what it's about.
So we were able to get into that district. 1 of 5 high schools is actually able to compete, but that's like a test for them. I feel sorry that they've got to wait. You have 4 high schools have to wait an entire year to happen to see whether or not I'm pumping heroin into kids' veins while they play. So go figure. There will always be laggards. There will always be early adopters, and then there's a middle of the road, which may be some of your listeners today. People that are involved that are thinking it's a good thing. And I'm saying to be daring. I was a person who was totally against this idea that esports could be something productive, and I've gone 180 degrees. And again, I make my money in a lot doing this. I'm so committed to it. Be here and answer any questions that anybody up with. So for a second, let you guys jump in.
Yeah, no, I think of all the groups and everything, I think NASEF definitely has a lot more stuff out there for, especially to deal like what you said, the parents and the board members who don't understand esports, like going through your website, looking at all the media and things that you have and what you're trying to do around curriculum and on top of just having a tournament, I think is so important to focus on, because a lot of like schools and people say, I don't know why we play esports. Why would we participate in this? It doesn't do anything. They're just playing games. And we understand it, but a lot of other people don't. And a lot of people come to me asking, what's the overall answer for this? How do we answer this question? And I'm like, it's not an easy answer. And it's really hard to convince board members and things like that. So especially school board members who are usually on the older side, who don't understand video games, try to get them to realize how important this is and how big it is. I just had a meeting at my school today about, like this year we didn't get much funding for our esports program, just to upgrade some games and maybe replace some cheap equipment. Right. But next year they're talking about, okay, well, next year we'll set aside a big portion of the budget because we have 90 kids who are interested in this, but we don't have the space or the size to do anything with them. So we're really trying to hopefully increase it next year.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And I'm very lucky that my administration is entirely on board with this, from principals up to superintendent. And I'm now lumped under athletics. They bought us a full computer lab this summer, and I'm now considered part of the athletics department. So it's been really good support on my end. But one joke some of the coaches had is, I'm stealing their players eventually. I'm pretty sure like they warned me about adding Fortnite because I would steal a very large chunk of the football team. So they were really warning about that. So they can see that a lot of students are interested in this.
How do you run your season so that you're not clashing? So I played water polo in high school, and we had to swim in the off season. So as not to be able to clash with things, coaches look at these sports and map that across their calendar year and decide where things go, because you do have like the triathletes, the ones who want to do football, baseball, basketball, or they want to do hockey in the winter and they want to do whatever the spring sport is. So is there any talk about how you can work esports since you're in that building now, you're part of athletics? Because certainly this proves that you can be an athlete, a physical athlete, and a brain athlete. You can be, a scholar player as well. So what's the plan going forward?
So on my end, because we're operating only under IHSEA or maybe a NASEF season here and there, we don't have a ton of seasons going, and games have an off season. And so with games having an off season, I make that off season basically non-mandatory practice. So for example, Overwatch is a spring thing. So then I have my Overwatch guys, they're practicing now, but it's non-mandatory, as a couple of them are in football, a couple of them are in track, and so they're doing their active season in actual sports, and then coming to esports in their physical sport off season.
Yeah, the way we're doing it at my school, we're trying to, I mean, essentially, we're stealing kids from their sports. We are doing that because at my school, I'm trying to say to them, like, this is not like come in when you can type thing. This is, you have to be dedicated, you have to be all for it, and we don't want the kids that are playing other sports full time to just come by after practice and play for an hour and then leave and not actually put the time in that other kids are actually putting in to do it. So we're treating it more like it's own sport. So you can either participate in athletics or you can do esports. And it's a little hit or miss. A lot of kids are going to come in, but we still have a social side to our gaming club. We're not all just esports. We're trying to make sure we include a lot of the social kids because that will hopefully bring more kids into our more hardcore games like Overwatch or League of Legends or something that they might not be used to playing competitively when they're just coming in to play, whatever it might be, Fortnite or Apex or whatever. But we want to keep it as in two separate sides. Whereas if you're esports, you are esports all the way, and you have to be able to dedicate to it because otherwise it's not the same commitment for the guys who have been playing and practicing every week, every day to get better from someone who just comes on and does it that way. So it's a lot tougher that way and a lot more fighting over students, especially my school's pretty small and a very small part of the population participates in anything besides a few of our after school programs that they get paid to show up to. So that's usually our biggest rivalry is those kids because they really don't want to miss those things because they actually get paid for after school activities. Mango Man TV was asking about casters for Rocket League. Yeah, we are looking for casters, but they have to be current high school students, not graduates. The whole point of the IHSEA is to provide opportunities for high school students to get out there and cast and make graphic design work and write articles up. We're actually getting some articles ready right now for stuff for the upcoming Rocket League season and then some, but we're trying to give opportunities to high school students because college students and other people have a little more opportunity to explore other options, whereas our high school students might be too scared to actually go to an org and say, I want to write for you or I want to do this or that. So we do close our interns just to be high school students at the moment. But if you want to get involved in anything, feel free to check out your local high school. And if you want to coach or help sponsor a team, either financially or physically, a lot of these schools are looking for extra coaches. I know we're looking for a coach for everything except for League right now. And I think we have a Fortnite coach, possibly, maybe not. Not sure yet. He hasn't committed fully. And that's the big thing is we need people to come into the schools and help coach. I mean, we have a lot of esports coordinators, which, what all of our initial coaching jobs turned into is now we're trying to coordinate 4 or 5 or 6 teams and try to figure that all out. So we definitely need more people to come out and coach. Alumni of schools and just people in the industry to come in and help out at these schools to give them a good baseline. Because I think high school can lead to collegiate, but high school can also lead straight to the pros if they're trained correctly. I think it goes kind of the NBA style where a lot of people are not ready for pro scene straight out of high school, so they don't know how to deal with a lot of that stuff. But I think if we had a good high school lead-up program where they actually were coached, I think it could allow them to succeed more in that collegiate and even pro level.
And actually, a quick thing on interns. I'm the one kind of help with the media interns this year, and if anyone still wants to do it, in the the registration for the server, when you go and fill it out, there is a thing asking about interns. I got to go back in there and actually find those again because it's a big group. So I got to go find those again. But it would be really good to start getting more people interested in doing any sort of media output like videos, articles, graphic stuff. We still need to work on graphics. People want to do casting, hit us up. We can try to fit some room for you. Content creation and production coaching. I saw that from Game On Chicago. Not currently, at least for my school, I don't do any content creation coaching. because it's kind of just on me. I'm small enough where I don't have excess kids lying around. But Durdrum, do you have anything?
Besides just your graphics arts, we just found a couple kids literally today and yesterday at my school who were working on some logos and things like that. So we're gonna have them work with our digital media teacher to start creating stuff for our esports at our school. And then hopefully I can maybe pull one or two of them to help out with IHSEA if they want to. We do have a couple interns right now helping us with graphic design. They just signed on yesterday, I think, and so hopefully we'll see how that goes. But for overall content creation, I think we're still at that early stage where kids want to be YouTubers, but they don't know exactly how, and I'm not the person to show them how to do a good YouTube. I can help them with some Twitch streaming if they wanted to. A lot of my kids I don't think they're ready to step it up to be, at least no one's approached me about being serious about streaming yet, but that'd be awesome if some of them did say, hey, I really want to do this. Some of them do stream, so I'm going to try and check out some of their streams sometimes and see what it's all about, but yeah, nothing yet.
Yeah, I don't really have many content creators on my end. If they want to do it, though, I'd support them. For my school, I've been doing videos. Well, I want to pick it up again this year. Videos just highlighting a week of action for the team, and I can get footage off our lab computers for that.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Two of our computers are down at school, so we're actually using the teacher station as one of the player stations while we try to figure out how to get NASEF working. Their stuff working on our lab because it's been hit or miss sometimes. So hopefully we'll get that because for Overwatch they gave us the codes so that we can compete from school. Because out of all of my Overwatch players, only 2 actually play on PC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the rest are console players.
Oh my!
So it should be a fun Overwatch season because they start next week, and it's even better because what's on Wednesday, Keith?
Rocket League.
And what else is on Wednesday during the school day?
Oh God, I don't know.
Don't you have PSAT on or do you not take PSAT?
No, I do not.
Oh,
Okay,
lucky you.
We do our PSATs only in the spring, the same day that the actual SATs go off.
Oh, lucky. Yeah, no, we do a fall and the spring. So we have PSATs on Wednesday.
I grew up doing fall and spring,
yeah.
But down here we only do it in the fall.
Oh, lucky you. Yeah, no, I'll be proctoring on that day.
Isn't proctoring so much fun?
No, because this year they're actually cracking down.
Oh, you can't grade?
You can't grade. You can't read a book. You have to walk around the room. They explicitly told us.
You're going to go insane.
Oh, I know. I'm going to find something to do because we're not even supposed to bring a smartwatch in the room.
What are you going to do? Count the floor tiles or something?
Yeah, I've done that already in most rooms because I've been bored during other proctoring stuff. So
count something new.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find something to do. I don't know what. But, I mean, for me, grading is the hardest because I don't actually have very many papers to grade. Everything for me is on the computer. So
I am only paper.
Yeah.
And it's a mound, and I keep putting it off.
Don't do it, man. It's all about time finding those students to help you grade papers. Or swap with a partner.
What if I just walk around and just say they completed it?
No, you can't do that. They need feedback.
Yeah, they do.
All right, well, let us know if you guys have any questions. I think Kevin is having some problems connecting. He keeps jumping in and out, so I'm not sure if he is in or out. But feel free if you have any questions about NASEF or any questions about anything high school esports related. We'll be able to help you guys. Really excited for this year coming up. Things are starting to come all together, but we still have a ways to go. So we still have plenty of time to get everything all set up.
Yep. Make sure you guys fill out the registration stuff for the Discord server, as well as any coach has to fill out the rosters for Rocket League, which starts next week, and For those who are in Rocket League, I'll be regenerating the round robin in the next day or two and getting that out to everyone so we can get this show on the road.
That's good. Yeah, we had just today alone, we had 14 more people register, so it's good times. We want everyone to be registered on our Discord.
Gonna try it again. How about now?
There we go. You're back.
There it is.
Oh my god! And the monkey flips the switch.
Yeah, it's odd. I'll have to check my connection settings or something. Something might be blocking it because we had same audio issues with the Amy last week when we had her on.
Well, that was
I had a question about your Proctor example. Is there a problem with cheating on tests like this?
For the most part, no. It's more a problem with kids just being bored to death and knowing that this test doesn't really count for anything for them.
Yeah, captive audience, the best.
Yeah, especially because we take 2 PSATs, and so they're like, well, what does this one mean? Well, this is just to get a baseline. They're like, well, I don't care. And then they fill in all the answers in like 5 minutes, and then usually either sleep or try to cause a ruckus, depending on the student.
Right.
As soon as they finish, they are off in La La Land doing something.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah, some other schools I definitely could see there being problems because this, they can use these against them, or not against them, but for them for certain selective enrollment schools and whatnot. But
yeah. In chat, Guile Zero, how many tournaments are planned for League of Legends at the moment? I have no idea.
One for NASEF, be a spring game.
Yeah, NASEF will be spring.
To be determined. We've got 211 clubs that are in some form of Overwatch. 90 on the competitive side, the balance on the play in. So we expect almost as big a crowd, if not bigger, for League of Legends. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I think definitely with.
But again, that's probably.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
I think.
Oh, we're in and out.
Nope. Yeah, it's really odd. We'll have to check our settings because me and you work clear as day.
Good. Thank you.
But yeah. Oh wait, is he back?
This is hard. But in general, NASEF would be a spring title with a pretty large crowd, what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think definitely without like HSEL being able to run League of Legends, I think NASEF will take over a big chunk of their group. I assume that's what they're hopefully working towards.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
And again, it's something that we've all said that there are other area leagues, regional leagues that we know that are playing. So there are kids that are playing concurrent. They'll play, our scrims on Wednesday, but they'll compete for their particular, affiliate, whatever that is, on another day of the week. So they can't get enough of a particular game. We're okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's an important part to have at least spread it around a little bit. It just ends up becoming a lot busier where if you're competing 3 days or 4 days a week, then you have really no days for practice, and kids usually get burnt out if they compete so much, unless they're really good, and then they like playing that much. But those middle teams have problems.
And some GM oversight of clubs that can, parse that out, or you've got an A team and a B team, and the B team plays whatever the secondary league is. Things like that. So every school's got to find their groove, how they're going to handle that. But I agree with you. Some kids will tell you they love to play all day, all night. But it does have an effect on their play, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Even my guys today, I ran my Rocket League guys through more or less just 2 straight hours of scrims, and by the end of that, they were kind of getting burnt out because they're playing at a really high level for 2 straight hours. And Rocket League does not go that long.
Yeah, Rocket League games are pretty quick, and if they're burnt out from that, then that could be an issue. All right, well, I think if there are not too many more questions in chat, thank you, Kevin, for being here and talking about NASEF and letting us know. And I'll definitely work on it to have you in as we get closer to that spring season so you can hype it up and get some more teams involved in NASEF. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at IHSEA.org at gmail.com. If you have any questions, I can forward you along to Kevin so he can answer anything else you might have for it. But the website for NASEF is not NASEF. You might think it would be, but it is esportsfed.org in the links in the chat if you guys want to check it out yourself. Lots of stuff on there. Free to join, so if you want to join, you can, and that gives you all access to a whole bunch of stuff from them. All right. Is there anything else you want to say, Kevin? Now's the time to do it.
Just welcome to everybody that's thinking about it. I love the idea. Just reach out to Todd, reach out to me when you get a moment. If you have any particular pressing questions, everybody's got a unique case. We've got answers. If we don't have it, we'll make it. If we don't make it, we'll find it. So looking to bring anybody in that wants to be in.
Yep, sounds good. That's why I had you on here, let everyone know.
Great, thank you.
Yep. Other than that, everyone, if you guys want to check it out every Wednesday, sorry for being a little late today, but every Wednesday, 8:15, we will podcast as long as you guys are here for us. We will be here. Next week will be interesting. It'll be after the first week of Rocket League results, so we'll see if Keith will be here or not, or if he'll just want to go to bed after those. On top of streaming.
Eventually, man.
Huh?
I had a grade eventually, you know.
Just grade during the games. That's what you got to do.
I got a cat. Okay. Hey, good point. Good point. They're boring.
Yeah. And he hit the ball to the end.
My first week of casting is going to be pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, we're planning on broadcasting matches. Is it 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays?
7 p.m. So all normal matches are 5 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then the broadcast matches I'll just pick at random, and we'll be doing those at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yep. Just make sure, obviously, you make sure the teams are okay with that.
Yep. And if any team has considerations like they're in a computer lab and we can't be there that late, which is my case, and also the case for Dalton, and if you have considerations like that, just let me know. I'll be glad to work around those. But I want to get teams on the stream as much as possible.
Yeah, that's definitely the hope and the idea. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. We're going to lock off the stream. If you have any other questions, again, feel free to email us or hit me up on Discord as one of the admins. Make sure you get your verification in. Make sure you get everything registered. Get your Rocket League rosters in. Other than that, have a great night.
Awesome.